Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunters, Steven and Shane. Say what up, guys.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, nerds?
It has been a while, but we are back rolling, if you will. Get it?
Ugh,
Aetherdrift race cars.
I hate
Yeah,
Gross.
that so much.
that's Aetherdrift spoilers. Today was the first day, January 21st, 2025. We have a lot to talk about, like so much to talk about, but buckle up.
We're
Wow,
two for
two
two.
and one, dude.
Yeah,
Two,
geez.
Two and
two for
one.
two, 2 for 2. All right.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start. But first, I want to talk about this. Look at
What's
the
this?
amount of different card treatments there are.
They want their money, dude.
You
Oh
got
my
first place.
God. I'll be honest. I did not read that these were the card art types. I thought this was like the boosters.
Nope,
Huh.
these are all card treatments.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna go through each one by one down the line. We're just gonna show the cards what they look like, and then we're gonna talk about them. But the first was this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First 10 cards are gonna be in that order: first place foil, revved up, rude rider, blah 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 blah. So let's let's jump into it, shall we? So this first
Heard
one was
that.
a first place foil. As you can see, everyone is calling this the Pokemon treatment because of the yellow border.
Yeah.
But
I think
it's a
it's gonna look
gold.
way better in person. Let me be honest.
All right. This is Basri. Tomorrow's champion lost his spark. He is 1 white mana for a 2/1 legendary creature human knight. It's got an ability we can pay 1 white, tap it, exert Basri. Create a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink. It also has cycling of 2 and a white, and whenever you cycle this card, cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn.
It's pretty wild. One drop, dude.
Cats.
Kitty cat. Meow meow.
Heard, Johnny.
Mhm.
So, Steven, I remember back in Standard, you actually dabbled with cycling for a bit. And I feel like in
Oh
this
yeah.
set, so what we've seen, cycling coming back.
Um, I will agree and disagree. I will say I was talking to Shane earlier today about some of the cards in this set, and I saw a card with cycling on it, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in today's video. And I won't lie, like there are some really good like little combat tricks to throw on, and this just kind of like adds on to it, which is fantastic.
hmm Yeah. So the good news is, right, because if you're running 4 of in Standard and you have this on the field already, Legend rule says you can't have 2. So cycle it away. Get that
Yep.
additional benefits.
True.
But
I do like I understand why they don't add the reminder text, but sometimes, I wish it was on there, especially for exert. Such a weird ability
Oh,
that
they
you don't
will.
really see that often.
Don't worry. The OG one has it, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like every once in a while, but hey, listen, this is the first place.
Yeah, we don't need it. We're first place. We know what's going on.
he's
Yeah.
tomorrow's champion. I mean, that's the name of his team. I read the story. If
Yeah.
you want a big spoiler,
Sure. Wait, they
I'll
might
be
not. Let's
all
disclaimer.
right. Disclaimer. Big spoiler. Skip ahead.
Okay.
Go to the next card. They're all in chapters.
Okay.
The big spoiler, Basri wins.
They already
So,
spoiled who
Wow.
won?
yeah, Basri won.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that breeding Basri tomorrow's champion didn't give that away,
The name of his
but
team was Tomorrow's Champions.
Yeah. See, Steven, so you don't even know.
I feel like we knew.
We're gonna be here for a while for doing this for every
Let's
card.
let's yeah, let's move on. Let's move forward. All right, so the next card treatment is called Revved Up, and what that is, it's a rider and their vehicle on the same card.
They're revved up.
So this is a Valor's flagship. It's 4 and 3 white for a 7/7 legendary artifact vehicle. It's got flying, first strike, and lifelink. It's got crew cost of 3, and it's got cycling. Once again, Steven. X and 2 white. And when it says whenever you cycle this card, you create X 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens with this token saddles mounts and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater.
That's dope.
I mean, I
That is
love this
dope.
card.
It could be a
I'm
bomb.
wondering.
It could be a bomb in different directions, dude. It could be a 7/7 bomb. It could be a billion pilots bomb. It's got a lot going on.
Here's the thing about the pilots.
Hmm.
Are they eroding all the old pilots to say mounts now? I think that would make sense.
Don't know.
Um, I don't really know if they would or not. I just feel like mounts was so specific to Thunder Junction.
Thunder and
We,
this one.
we got
There's a
more
bunch of
now.
mounts in this card. In this.
Yeah.
I think they like the idea of it.
Morrow said that they explored mounts back in the day before they even figured out to put mounts in Thunder Junction. Apparently, the design team over there was like, "What do we do? It's like cowboys and riding horses. We don't know what to do." And they were like, "Well, we're toying around with mounts. You want to try it?" And that's how it became.
They were
I
like,
think.
yoink.
Yeah.
We'll say, man, what I'm really excited for about this set is obviously it's Aetherdrift. We're dealing with a bunch of vehicles or mounts. Uh, I feel like Grease Fang's about to get some love, and I'm really excited for that. I will not lie,
Especially when you cycle this away, Greasefang grabs it from the grave.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm really excited about because
Mhm.
you like I feel like normally when you cycle cards, at least not a lot of the newer cards, it's just a lot of the old ones gave you benefit. A lot of the newer ones are just like, here's a land, here's a card. This put some bodies on the floor, and for a vehicle style deck, I'm kind of in love.
Kind of in love. Well, let's move on to the next card. We're going to be going through a lot of cards, so we got to keep going. Rude Rider is this card treatment. You can see the text box is not there. It's very different, very stylized, kind of like a cartoony person writing their thing. This is a Bulwark Ox for 1 and a white for a 2/2 creature Ox mount. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. You can also sacrifice this creature. Creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. Saddle cost of 1.
Wow,
Dope
so
card.
Hunter, you're in love with this, yeah?
Yeah, dope card.
It's not bad. I mean, it's yeah, it's cool. We've already seen this before. Literally in Thunder Junction, there's the Tumble Wag. Kind of did the exact same thing,
Hmm.
putting a counter on target creature when saddled.
Yeah.
So
Could you sack it without having to pay anything at instant speed to give all your stuff hexproof and indestructible?
that we did not. So who knows? Maybe we'll run a whole bunch of mount counters matter
Maybe.
deck.
And I also
Never know.
love this art, dude. I threw it in the chat earlier, but there's an artist that's called Ratfink, and it's very similar, mainly about cars. So there's another card later. Actually, we probably won't look at it, but another card that has this style of art that looks exactly like it, and I think it's awesome, dude.
It is very cool. But yeah, cool card. Let's move on to the next treatment. This is called Graffiti Giants. As you can see here, graffiti. Hazoret Godseeker. Hazoret is back in this set for 1 and a red for a 5/3. Legendary creature god. It's got indestructible. It has haste. It says start your engines. What does that mean? Well, the reminder text is not here, but we will tell you. Now, start your engines basically is you start at 1, and every time an opponent takes damage, doesn't matter what, you go up each time. So an opponent takes damage, you go to 2. Opponent takes damage, you go to 3. Opponent takes damage, you go to 4. Once you're at 4, you can then have max speed, is what they're calling it. So that's start your engines. So for 1 mana, you can tap it, target creature with power 2 or less. It can't be blocked this turn, and Hazoret can't attack or block unless you have max speed. So your opponents have to at least have lost 4 bits of life.
So
or
I will
3.
say, I kind of heard you say earlier, Hunter, you thought Hazoret got nerfed pretty hard. Do
Yeah,
you still feel that way?
I don't think this is that powerful of a card, to be honest.
Okay.
And just straight up from a standard standpoint right now, nowhere to run, just destroys this immediately. -3/-3. Dead.
That's true.
Just
Yeah. Yeah, you do run that deck in standard.
everyone runs and nowhere to run. I'm telling you, that card is so good in standard.
Oh, you heard it here first. Don't play standard.
To clarify, start your engines though. Every time your opponent takes damage, you tick up 1. And I meant to say every time on your turn.
It's
Your
like a
opponent
once per turn kind of thing, yeah.
once per turn.
So it's a
So
little slow.
Hazoret can't do anything until 3 more turns.
Which, I mean, a 2-mana 5/3, it's got to be slowed down a bit. But it still has haste, and it can activate its ability really fast, so that's cool. I mean, there's a lot going for it. Yeah.
It's also indestructible.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
it's a 2-mana indestructible creature.
True.
I understand that people saying, I don't want to delve deep into that.
Hey, can't block either. Okay,
I
until it has
understand.
max speed.
This is just
Just
like an
saying.
enabler to can't be blocked.
Sure. Let's move on to the next card art. What is this? This is just regular, good old borderless. So this is just regular art. So this is Sita Varma, Masked Racer. It is a green and blue for a 2/3 legendary creature human rogue. It has exhaust for X, 2 green and a blue. You could put X +1/+1 counters on Sita Varma. then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Sita Varma's power until end of turn. What is
Jeez.
exhaust? It's a new mechanic. Guess
Mhm.
what? Exhaust means you can only do it once ever.
What if you
Okay.
blink it?
I was gonna say,
You
yeah,
can-
that's I wasn't sure. Like once
You can blink
ever
it.
on the card. Okay, got it. It's not like
Once
once per
ever.
turn or once per game.
Yeah, this is
Got it.
basically they tried, like, best way to describe it is we've all seen Fast and Furious. We got one button of NOS.
Oh, one NOS button. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Okay.
if Dominic Toretto had blink?
Dude, family. All right. This is a cool card though.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Even
I
if it's
mean-
a one-time effect, it's like you pump the crap out of your turn or your team.
Yeah. But it just sits there. It does nothing until you have that mana.
That's true.
Otherwise, it's just 2 mana, 2/3, do nothing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Beautiful
But
art though.
we'll talk about this in our commander grades.
Can't wait.
Moving on to the next version of the cards, Japanese Showcase is back. It's been a crowd favorite, so why not? This is Chandra Spark Hunter. It's 3 and a red for a Planeswalker with a starting loyalty of 4. It has a static ability. It says at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1 target vehicle you control. Until end of turn, it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. Has a +2 ability. It says you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. A 0 ability, create a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew 1. And a -7 says you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. Good.
Awesome.
Just wish it said it could be your commander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be pretty
Also,
crazy.
Japanese, what is this called? Foiling? I already forgot the foil. It's
Oh my god.
Confetti?
confetti. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, he doesn't say. I'm drawing a blank. There's
Yeah,
too
confetti
many things.
foils. Japanese Showcase. We're back.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's all right.
It's a cool
What do
card.
you think
though.
of this card, though? Chandra is powerful.
Yeah, I love her
Yeah.
static ability, dude. Big fan.
Yeah, you just crew a vehicle
Yeah,
for
that's
free
awesome.
on combat.
And then you get to specialize in her +2. So if you're running something that you can just sacrifice artifacts easier than discarding a card, that's pretty awesome. A lot
Yeah.
of upside here.
Lot
And
of
she
upside. It
protects
starts
herself?
at 4.
Oh, kind of protects yourself.
Yeah,
with the vehicle.
starting at loyalty at 4 and going up +2 immediately is
Pretty-
pretty good.
Pretty good. I like her.
Me too. Steven, you like her too?
I like
he
the
likes it.
card.
Oh, he
Don't like
likes
the
it.
art.
That's fine. There's other
Alright.
art you can.
All right, moving on. We have a serialized headliner. You guys already know what this is. Serialized cards. Of course, they're back.
Mhm.
The Aetherspark. This is crazy. This is 4 generic mana for a legendary artifact planeswalker equipment. That's right.
Mhm.
It's got a starting loyalty of 4, and it says as long as the Aetherspark is attached to a creature, the Aetherspark can't be attacked and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aetherspark. It also has a +1 ability that says attach it to up to 1 target creature you control, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, a -5 to draw 2 cards, and a -10 to add 10 mana of any one color.
I think it's an awesome new.
This just screams green trample.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. But I'm saying a planeswalker equipment is awesome from just like a design point of view.
Yeah, I think it's almost too good because I guess you can interact with like artifact removal. Obviously, it'll kill this, which
I mean-
is way easier to do than planeswalker removal. But I'm just thinking of ways to kill this while it's attached, and I think that's the only reason. And maybe damage spells can still hit this. I haven't read anything that said it couldn't, so I assume damage can still be done to this.
I think if it's not your turn and your opponent just removes your creature, then they can just attack it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, you just
Yeah.
remove the creature that it's attached to. Sure.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
just
easiest
saying,
way, I
but
think.
when it's attacked, though, if you don't have anything to kill the creature.
Yeah.
But sure.
At that point, it's how bad of a other like it's just an equipment. Yeah, gotta get rid of it. I think it's sick, dude.
Is it good though? I mean, sure. Okay,
it
yes,
good?
it is good. It is very good. Yeah, you can swing it immediately and just put so many loyalty counters on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then
You're
you can easily. I mean, I say easily, but like Steven said, if you're playing big creatures and you're constantly adding a lot of counters, you can reliably draw 2 each turn. That's sick.
And hey, how about any of those decks like an EDH and stuff that just equip stuff for free?
Yep. Crazy.
That's a thing, huh? Just equipped a planeswalker to something.
Yeah, this card's sick. I want to see more stuff like
Yeah.
this. Great design work.
Yeah, I do too. Moving on. We're just going to talk about this real quick. These are the full art basic lands, and as you can see with this planes, all of the 5 colors are going to look similar to this. You're going to be in like the cockpit of a vehicle every time.
I hate that you picked planes.
It's okay. It's just the best color magic.
But this, yeah,
Um,
so debatable.
no, I
Also-
don't think so.
Also, if you go to the next slide, mountain. These are all different, and you can only find these versions, as you can tell by the orange border, as the first place foils, which are only found in box toppers. Forgot to mention that.
That's crazy.
So you can only find this specific art as this specific treatment in box toppers.
It's gorgeous.
It's very cool.
But those
all 5
cockpit
colors
ones,
as
dude.
well.
I haven't seen a full art land that I like in a long time. I mean, they're all great. This is so sick, dude.
You like this one?
No,
I really like this.
Is pod racing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you got it. You got it. I think these are awesome, dude. Big
Yeah,
fan.
it's pretty cool. Moving real quick to the special guest section. We don't normally talk about reprints, but take a look at Chrome Mox.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Good lord, dude.
This is insane. This is the card that you're gonna get, and then in 2 weeks they're gonna ban it.
Mm. And you can also get the first place foiling on this as well. And that would be wild.
Yeah, I think Steven likes this version better.
I do like the art. The one thing I will say about a lot of the art for this set on like the special art is, and no disrespect to the artist, but like it almost screams like if you guys proxy cards at home, a lot of those websites, a lot of these just look like you picked a proxy off of that. It's kind of interesting. So I'm not sure how I feel about them. I like a lot of the art. Some of it just kind of screams. Didn't really take a lot of time, but teach their own.
I think they're just stepping it up
Uh,
and making everything look super flashy for this set. I know there was like 15 million different types, but yeah, like this, like you said, yeah, that or it looks almost like a secret lair. Like we're getting that kind of quality in
Yeah.
a set now.
Yeah, I agree with that, Shane. I think you mentioned it to me earlier, and a lot of these cards do look like they would be secret layer 100%.
It's cool.
Moving on, we have another card art treatment. It's just regular extended art. We've seen these before. Loot the Pathfinder. 2 green, blue, red for a 2/4 legendary creature, beast, noble. It's got double strike, it's got vigilance, it's got haste. It has an exhaust of green, tap it. Add 3 mana of 1 in 1 color. Exhaust blue, tap it. Draw 3 cards. Exhaust red, tap it. Loot deals 3 damage to any target.
This card's sick, dude.
Now this is a blink target.
Yeah. 1 mana, draw
right.
3 cards, dude.
It's all right.
You don't like it? It's
No,
pretty
I
good,
love
man.
it. I just Teamer is a really fun color pie for me, and I do like playing it. I want a 5-color commander that I fall in love with every set, and they just don't do it, and I
5
hurt
color.
sometimes.
Or
I
you're
want
here with
more.
3. You said it with yourself, teamer. But man, are they pushing loot to the limits with just power?
Oh shit.
So here's a question, Mister. I watched the storyline. Is he like escaping from Duskborn in here?
Yeah. So this specific picture is actually he was under control by what's called the Speed Demons, who was Winter's racing team, and they were like holding him hostage, and they were pretty much cheating by going through different omen paths, because loot would just open him up. So he's escaping the Speed Demons here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank
Luke's
you
gonna
for
be
the clarification.
Luke's a
You're welcome.
crucial part of this. Not this story, but just like the magic story, right?
Yeah,
Like,
ever
big-
since the
big things
Martian
are happening.
Machines, loot has been
Yeah.
huge.
Like a huge, yeah. He's a key to everything, if some would say.
Yeah. We'll see him next. He just got taken by Jace and Vraska once again, and now they're on Tarkir. So
Cool.
that's how the story ended. But let's go ahead and move on to the final card treatment. It's just normal. We're just back to being a regular magic card. This is Vnwxt Verbose Host. It is 1 and a blue for a 0/4 legendary creature, Homunculus. It's got start your engines. I'll remind the reminder text again. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. You have no maximum hand size, and the max speed says if you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead.
Hmm.
I feel like max
That's
speed
like
is going to be broken.
Is this like Fibblethip's cousin?
Maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, but this
Vnwxt.
I don't disagree that it'll be broken, but like this card doesn't fully turn on until like way later.
I wouldn't say way later. I mean, just think about like in a
Well, max
game of
I mean,
EDH, right? As soon as you start winning, put it in quotes, then you're gonna. It's max speed is basically win more, right?
yeah.
So
I mean,
It's
here's
crazy.
my thing. I feel like this card's not terribly broken if we are talking EDH, just because you're playing mono blue, and normally mono blue doesn't really swing; it's more land pass. So
Oh,
I
is it?
am curious to see how people would play this. I mean, it'd be a little bit more aggro in my mind, but
I'm just saying in general, not
yeah,
necessarily this
yeah,
card, but
I know.
I
of
do
course
like
we will
drawing more
talk
cards
about it
though.
in Commander grades. But
Mhm.
yeah, of course, who doesn't like to draw cards, especially max speed? But yeah, so those are all of the card art treatments. Comment down below. What do you guys think of those card art treatments? Now let's just go ahead and just get into all these other cards without talking about the
We
treatments.
have a lot.
We got the next card is Repurposing Bay, 2 and a blue artifact. You can pay 2, tap it, sacrifice another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Put that card on the battlefield and shuffle. Activate only sorcery. It's a pod card.
Yeah, I love these cards. We need more of these cards.
Do we?
Yeah.
Blue pod
Yeah, it's great.
artifacts. Yeah, this is
When you're playing artifacts, this is insane.
throw this into Iron Man. You're good to go.
I was just thinking that, dude. I was like, oh my god, finally a good way to get something else.
These are cool style.
Cool card. Yeah, Repurposing Bay. Does the thing.
It does the thing well.
Moving on, we have Cryptcaller Chariot. That's pretty cool art. 3 and a black for a 5/5 artifact vehicle. It's got menace. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, you create that many tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Cost of 2.
This gives me hope that finally there will be a chariot like saga. We have a Seek's Chariot, and now we have this Cryptcaller Chariot. I'm excited.
That's cool.
It's very cool. I think I don't know. This discard thing of cycling away cards is definitely doable.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Make some
here for it.
tutus.
We need a 5-color cycle commander now.
That's next.
Let's
set.
yeah. Moving on, people are kind of curious about this card. This is Quag Feast, 1 and a black for a sorcery that says choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. Mill 2 cards, then destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard.
It's an interesting card. I like it.
A destroy planeswalker in black is something you don't normally see.
And a graveyard enabler. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, this card's pretty nuts.
Yeah. I'm not even mad that it's sorcery. It's appropriate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's sorcery. It's
Yeah.
a very good card. Especially there are so many just like mill yourself cards in standard at the moment that this is just gonna slide perfectly in there.
Yeah.
As just a creature or planeswalker removal on top of it.
Mill yourself with pretty good upside.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Here for it. Next up, we have Boommobile. 2 red for a 5/5 artifact vehicle. It says when this vehicle enters, add 4 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities, and then it has an exhaust ability. For X, a 2, and a red, this vehicle deals X damage to any target. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. Crew cost of 2.
Meh.
Big
ol' meh.
Yeah, I've wanted to. Like, there's gotta be a way to do something crazy with that.
4 damage. 4 mana, so it refills itself. Obviously, you want to do it on the exhaust ability, which is only 1 damage and 1/+1/+1 counter on this vehicle.
Yeah. A bit unfortunate, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe kind of mad. Then you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was something more along the lines of each creature or something like that, rather than just any target. I think that's kind of where I kind of lose my love for this card.
What could be
Yeah,
a
a little bit.
finisher? How many times in a
Could be a
game do you
finisher.
stabilize at 1?
Me never.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Moving on, it's Draconautics Engineer, 1 and a red for a 2/2 creature Goblin Artificer. It has an exhaust ability for 1 red. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn, but a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And another exhaust ability for 3 and a red to create a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon creature token with flying.
I
Kind
mean,
of feel
why
like this is.
not?
I kind of feel like it's gonna be seen in Standard Hunter.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, 2 mana, if, especially if goblins are going to be a thing. We haven't seen the card yet. That was teased by Morrow for tap a red for every goblin you
Yeah.
control. um, Kranko's in the standard right now, so we'll see. But I am more curious on why a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon is a thing. Why isn't it just a dragon?
I don't know, something that cares about the color red.
Dinosaurs, man. I mean,
Should just
Look
be
at
a
the
dragon.
art, dude.
Yeah,
the red
that's what I'm
I mean, I
dinosaur.
saying.
think it's because there were dinosaurs in this set, so maybe that's why they were just like, well, we got dinosaurs. Let's go ahead and just throw this in there.
Yeah, they're racing through that
What
dino plane.
What a good transition, Steven. Let's move on to the next card. This is Agonasaur Rex. It's 3 and 2 green for an 8/8 creature dinosaur. It's got trample. It's got cycling of 2 and a green. And whenever you cycle this card, you put 2+1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle. Gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. And let me tell you, back in the day, this card would have been a banger.
This is the card that Steven's alluding to in the beginning of the
Yes.
video.
Yes. I will say, Colossal Dreadmaw who?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Like,
You don't think this is a banger still? I think this card's really good.
it's not going to see any play.
Why?
We're at a point right now where 5 mana for an 8/8 with trample is just nothing.
French vanilla with a little extra sprinkle of Splenda in here.
This has got to be more than just French vanilla, dude.
I'm calling it now. I don't think I'm going to see any play.
Well, maybe
I could
not.
be
Okay,
wrong,
maybe not in
but it's
standard,
not.
but
In what? What would you
This ain't
play
going
this?
in your Geshaft deck?
I put this in Kona,
No.
dude.
No, I wouldn't put it in any of those decks.
Why?
It's a 8/8 trample. That's it. You have better cards than that.
Listen, man. 8/8
You say
trample ain't
that's
nothing to
it.
scoff at, especially when you're doing Timmy things. Okay.
Sure. I don't like it, and I'm a dinosaur guy. I don't like it.
You're weird.
Yeah, well, let's move on. Next up, Thunderous Velocipede. It's 1 and 2 green for a 5/5 artifact vehicle. It's got trample, and it says each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Crew cost is 3.
Wait,
Excuse
what?
me?
Yeah, that was like the opposite of what I thought that sentence was gonna go. What?
Yeah, you thought downside.
So if it's
Nah.
little, it gets a little bit bigger, but if it's big, it's way bigger.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Okay.
this is why it's mythic.
Is this the racing team too that like in the video these are like living creatures or something? The car itself is like a living creature?
That
Okay.
I don't remember,
Oh, okay.
but probably.
Yeah, this card looks sick, dude. Will this play, Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Two different
Maybe.
yeahs there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got counters. I like counters.
This card's sick.
It is sick. Speaking of another vehicle, how about this one? This is The Last Ride. 1 black mana for a 13/13 legendary artifact vehicle. This is The Last Ride. Gets -X, where X is your life total. It's got a ability where you can pay 2 and a black. You pay 2 life and draw a card. Crew of 2.
This is it.
Downside's too much.
I mean, it's bad, but maybe not that bad.
You are playing with fire if you're trying to get your life total low enough to where you're like, we're good.
It is your last ride. And hey, it sits around and lets you draw a card for 3 mana. Not bad.
Yeah, this doesn't get good until your life is less than 10. And even
Still
then,
sick,
that's
dude.
not good at all.
But it's your last ride.
Yeah, if like
It's your last hurrah.
it is, I understand. Flavor wise, fantastic. Last ride. but like if your life is at 1, this is still a 12-12. It'll never be a 13-13.
But you
Oh,
want to
I'm
know
aware.
something? If this is a 12-12 and I'm at 1, I can pay 3 mana and end it.
That's true.
And your life.
And
yes.
your last ride is over.
I mean, I will say, obviously, I know we don't go too far into EDH when we talk about these cards, but I think it is kind of cool just because there are ways to where you don't lose the game when you're at 0. So could be kind of fun. Just saying.
Could be.
Let's
granted,
move on.
To build a deck around that would be nuts.
True. Moving on. We've got a new land. This is Muraganda Raceway. It has start your engines, which I'm not going to repeat again. You can tap it for a colorless. If max speed, you can tap it for 2 colorless.
It's a slow Soul Ring.
Well, I was going to say it's an infinitely better version of Temple of the False God.
Well, no, yeah, of course.
Why would you say that?
Because it is.
No, it's not.
This taps for mana right away.
That's
I don't
true.
And then just gets better later.
That's true.
No.
I mean, it's probably the same turn that Temple turns on, because that's gonna take forever. But
That's what I'm saying.
but no, it does tap for mana though right away. So if you draw this in your opening hand, you're not mad.
Yeah.
I'm never mad when I draw it in my opening hand anyway.
You
I
should
always
be.
get to the 5.
You should be.
No, you don't.
I think it's okay.
I think it's pretty good. I like this a lot. Moving on, we have a new legendary creature. It's Aatchik, Emerald Radian.
Did
3,
great.
2 black, and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature, Insect Druid. It says when it enters, you create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each artifact and/or creature card in your graveyard. And whenever another insect you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Aatchik. Each opponent loses 1 life.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
Insect Tribal.
They are pushing insects every set
They
I don't know
really
why.
want to make it a thing.
because it's becoming a thing, Steven. Golgari insects.
Is it though?
Ever since
Is
that
it?
Planeswalker, yeah. What
think
was
it's
that
okay.
Planeswalker called? Don't even remember.
I don't remember
Jesus.
either.
Yeah.
Starts with a
Swarm
V.
Lord or something. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not Vraska. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Maybe it's saying something that we can't even remember it.
Insects. You can play insects. I think this card's pretty cool, but would I play it? I don't know. We'll talk about it in a Commander Grades video.
Okay.
It's interesting.
It's alright.
Hey, look at this card. This is pretty cool art. This is Brightglass Gearhulk. That's right, Gearhulk's coming back. 2 green, 2 white, 4/4 artifact creature construct. First strike, trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle.
Pretty dope.
Soul Ring, Authority of the Consoles.
Yeah, seriously. You grab a soul ring, you grab whatever you need.
This is sick.
Standard
Very
play on her?
Standard play. What are you grabbing for 1 mana? I don't
Cut
think so.
down.
Yeah,
Is that an
sure, if
artif-
you're running another color. Yeah, it's actually not
What?
an artifact, creature, or enchantment. You
Yeah.
can't get cut down.
Hey, cool art
So,
though. Cool
It was a
card.
good try.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I like these Gearhulks.
Yeah.
Steven, I think you're gonna like this next card because it looks cool. This is Captain Howler, Sea Scourge.
Holy shit.
I'm right, aren't I? 2 blue, red, 5/4 legendary creature, Shark Pirate. It's got Ward 2, pay 2 life. And whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card.
Okay, well,
The shark's
there
dope.
goes that.
This
Hey,
is the
cool art,
shark
though.
that looks like Maui.
Or Jeff, if he got buff and a bunch of tattoos from Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
This is crazy art, right?
So we're not talking about the card, but just the art.
I mean, the art is it's pretty cool, man.
Is that
I like it.
is that the Indomitable behind him?
Snowman?
No.
Oh,
From Ixalan. The ship?
I have no idea.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
No,
sure.
it's just
guys.
it's a race car.
It's a
okay?
race ship.
We're racing. Yeah, pirates are in this world too, racing.
The open ocean.
But discard things again, deal damage, draw cards. Cool, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Cool.
I mean, it refills your hand.
Does kind of. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of just a one-time effect unless you make multiple creatures get that +2/+0. But I feel like you're probably just trying to pump up to 1.
I mean, I won't lie, it slots really well into the new Admiral Brass and Singable deck. I mean, I want to fill the graveyard, but I also want to continue to get cards in my hand, so this is pretty good.
And you want
You can
pirates.
also just kind of do that at instant speed too, just like cycling away cards.
Mm-hmm.
So who
You're in
knows?
red too. You get madness.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Moving on, we have a new god again. Sab-Sunen, Luxa Embodied. This is 3 green blue for a 6/6 legendary creature god. It's got reach, it's got trample, it's got indestructible. And it says it can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. And then at the beginning of your first main phase, you put a +1/+1 counter on Sab-Sunen. Then, if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards.
Excuse me?
This is nuts.
That is nuts.
hmm
I-
Just Simic doing Simic things.
This is a,
Garbage.
yeah, guard. Yes, even. This is awesome.
This is kind of wild.
I
to
want
me.
this.
Yeah, you can you can build this, Shane. You don't
can?
have enough Simic decks.
That's like all I play. I probably should diversify. Really cool card though.
Yeah, especially at instant speed, just proliferate. Oh, guess what? I can block.
Dude, and the turn it comes down,
hmm
it could block.
Drawing 2 cards is pretty good.
Yeah,
Steven-
literally your
Steven loves
next
this
turn
card.
you draw 3 cards.
Steven loves this card.
Mhm. Yep, pretty good.
Whatever.
All right, I think we're all on board with Sab-Sunen. So, giant frog goddess.
Deity, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to another legendary. This is Caradora, Heart of Alakria.
I like it. Yep, I like it.
We're gonna go with that. 2 green white, 4/2, legendary creature, human knight. It says when it enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. And then if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature or vehicle you control, put that many +1/+1 counters, that many +1 +1/+ counters are put on instead. So it does a thing that we've always seen.
It does the counter thing, but it also search out for a vehicle thing or a mount thing.
Yeah, one-time ETB effect, and then it does the old hardened scales.
It's cool too because
One-time ETB effect.
isn't there another card that like is
Yes,
attached to
you
this?
blink it.
Like,
Was,
The vehicle that goes with this?
yeah, I think we'll talk about that later. I think. Wait a minute. Is there a vehicle that goes with this? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
it's like a bat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Shane, that's actually uncommon. So we will not be
Oh.
talking about it.
Well, you could play with that card, the one she's hugging.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
We only talk about the rares and mythics here. So if you guys wanted to check out all the commons and uncommons, I've already didn't say that, but I am saying it now. Check the link in the description for Instagram. They're over there.
Cool.
But this card
Cool card,
is,
cool.
may I quote Steven? Meh.
Wow, that's from the counters guy.
Yeah, that's right. Meh.
All right.
Oh, look,
Moving
it's
on.
like Aetherflux in the back.
Yes, that's
The reservoir, dude. Nice.
kind of where we are. We're on the Avishkar plane. Far Fortune and Boss, next card. 2 black red for a 4/5 legendary creature, human mercenary. Has start your engines. And then whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then max speed, if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead.
This is
Pretty
cool.
good.
It's very okay.
I think why it's better is because this is actually an enabler for you to start the engines. Like you don't have to do anything. I guess you have to do
Well, yeah,
something. You
sure.
have to attack, but
You have to attack. It'll be it'll start at 2, right? Because you'll start at 1, and then whenever if this comes down, you swing in something else. Sorry,
we'll go to 2.
and that'll deal 1 damage. It'll go to 2.
Yep.
So I mean, max speed will happen pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I think it's okay. Yeah.
I wish it said deals double that
Double.
damage.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Deals
We have
double
too
that
many of
damage
those
instead.
effects, dude. Get out of here.
I mean, pump up the mana value, make that say that, and I'm fine with it.
Nah, you're fine.
Moving on, we have Colodin Triumph Caster. Red and a white for a 2/3 legendary creature human pilot. It says mounts and vehicles you control have haste, and whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled until end of turn. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn.
Jesus Christ. It's Jason Bourne.
I have a
Pretty cool.
question though. This is a pilot that doesn't say it
Mhm.
cruise for 2+.
It does not. Yeah, he's just a creature type pilot.
Damn. Okay. I thought for some reason all pilots did that.
Not all of them.
All right, I'm dumb.
It's okay.
Still a cool card.
This card, very cool. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be wrong. This card is pretty sweet. So, hey, who knows? This could be a cool card.
Don't you crew off
Wha-
with a power?
Uh, yeah.
So it does crew for 2.
No, but that's not what pilot.
That's fine.
Pilot's
That's
2+. Oh, shut. Dude, okay. Why'd I even explain it to Steven?
Moving on, we have Mendicant Core Guide Light. For a white and blue, it is a star 3 legendary artifact creature robot. It says its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. It has start your engines, and its max speed is whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, copy it.
I
Wow.
think we found one of the, I will say, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now before anybody says anything.
Okay.
This will be top 5 most built.
This one?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're
Timestamp
right.
it.
I think copying things is a very powerful effect. And towards the end of this video, you will see more copy things effects in the Commander product. A little teaser there. But yeah, Steve and I completely agree. This is pretty nuts.
I love it.
Just you copy stuff and make this grow even more. Granted, 3 toughness will die easy, but still good.
2 mana, dude. It's relevant all game. Sorry, for Commander.
Moving on to another Gearhulk. It's Oildeep Gearhulk. For 2 blue and 2 black for a 4/4 artifact creature construct. It's got lifelink and ward 1. And whenever this creature enters, look at the target player's hand and you may choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card.
Why does this color combination have lifelink?
Why does the
know.
best color combination in Magic have such a bad card?
Yeah, this Gearhulk is not good. People are saying like the Gearhulks aren't as good as they were.
Well, they probably powered him down a
God,
bit. Who
man.
knows?
Dude, for a card with, and I, again, hot take, the sickest art of this set.
Hot take.
Like,
A hot take.
dude, like the card art on this is gorgeous.
Hey, this is that
like,
first
beautiful.
place foiling that you can get in your box topper. There's so many different box toppers you can get.
It's dumb.
Like, what a, like, I think if this card comes down, I'm going to target myself.
It's true.
Yeah, you could.
can. Target player.
Yeah. I think the next
Moving
Gearhulk, that
on.
was going to be way better, dude.
I was gonna say, moving on to the next Gearhulk, we have Pyrewood Gearhulk for 2 red, 2 green, 7/7 artifact creature construct, vigilance and menace. And when this creature enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and menace until end of turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn.
That is a strong Gearhulk, in my opinion.
Definitely stronger than the other 2.
Yeah.
Strong. This is the strongest we've seen so far.
Yeah.
There's still 2 more.
Yeah.
That I'm sure will come out within the week.
Here you go, Steven. Sick art, sick ability.
Or whatever.
It's not Demir, don't
yeah,
care.
I know.
Just
I like this
gruel.
one, though. I like this one a lot.
Just
Timmy.
gruel, whatever. Let's move on to another gruel card, shall we? We've got Redshift Rocketeer Chief. Red and a green for a 2/3 legendary creature, Goblin Pilot. Got vigilance. You can tap it. Add X mana of any one color, where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. And it has an exhaustibility for 10, a red and a green. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield.
There's that text we talked about the other day, Hunter.
There's the text.
Is that even good?
For 12 mana, you could
Yeah.
put whatever you want permanent-wise from your hand onto the battlefield only once.
I mean,
Yeah, this is good. Like, what are we talking? Like, I don't get it.
Is it?
is it?
Yeah,
We always talk about showing what you're gonna try and do, and that's you're trying to do it. Yeah, Steven, we get it. Gruul, ramp.
I mean, it's not even gruel or ramp. Like, you're probably making this more powerful with other effects because obviously red and green do that very well. I mean, you can literally just tap this and do its exhaust ability because it's not a tap exhaust. It's just at instant speed.
Yeah, I get
Like,
that.
it's great.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I like the effect. It is expensive. Moving
I mean,
on
you're
to
putting everything in your hand on the battlefield. I would assume, yes, it's going to be expensive.
That's how you blow yourself out. But
It's blowing your load, dude.
moving on, we got another new legendary, but it's a familiar face. It's Winter, Cursed Rider. Here you go, Steven. Blue and black for a 3/2 legendary creature, human warlock. It's got ward pay 2 life, and it says artifacts you control have ward pay 2 life. It also has an exhaust ability for 2 blue black. Tap it. Exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X, -X until end of turn.
nice little board wipe.
One-time board wipe
One
effect.
time.
Yeah,
That
I'm not saying this
kills.
is your commander.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be the only place I'd put this, to be quite honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a board wipe in your command zone.
This is
Exactly. I see it from a mile away.
this is not a good card. I'm sorry, Steven. So far the Demir cards have been underwhelming.
Yeah,
Womp womp.
last couple sets.
Womp womp.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's move
it's all
on
about
to
Simic,
another
dude.
legendary. How about this one? This is Zahur, Glory's Past. White and black for a 3/2 legendary creature, Zombie Cat Warrior. It's got start your engines, and it says sacrifice another creature to surveil 1, activate only once each turn. That text sucks. At max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sick, a free sack outlet. Nope. I mean, technically, yes, but
Technically, yeah.
yeah, I know, sorry. But once a
Only
turn,
activated
like,
once.
ooh. Grody.
Parody.
Yeah, they throttled this. Eh? They
Huh?
throttled this down.
Hey!
They throttled this down pretty hard. I won't lie. Just like the once each turn on the sacrifice, and then you have to wait till you get to max speed to
Mm-hmm.
get that tap 2/2.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just filter after filter.
Moving on, we can go through these very quickly, but these are the Verge lands. We got the next 5. I think there's going to be 20 or something like that.
Didn't they
I don't know.
finish the set, they said?
No,
No?
because you can do the opposite colors, right?
Yeah, but that was
So I'm
already
sure-
made, though.
Well, these are the enemies. These are called enemy Verges. And then there's, because you can do like 20 of each color combination, right?
Hmm.
Like you can do the reverse of all these. Like you could tap it to add a white, and then if you had one or more, you can tap it to add a black later. So Bleachbone Verge is the one that taps for a black, and if you have a swamp or plains, you can tap for a white instead. River Pyre Verge, same thing, starting with red, then with the blue. A Sun Billow Verge, starting with white, and then you can do a red. And then Wastewood Verge, green and black, and Willow Rush Verge, blue and green. These are easily my favorite land cycle they've done in a very long time. I think these are absolute all-stars, and I can only see these prices of them going up dramatically in the future.
They're great.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic.
We'll say that first place finish on the River Pyre Verge is awful.
Yeah, the yellow border, or should I say gold border, is very interesting.
I think they'll look better in person, but I mean, again, I don't know. We have to wait, but we'll see.
And finally, moving on to the last couple of cards we are talking about the precons. They announced the precons with the face commander and the backup commander for each one. They have not released the entire deck list yet, but once they do, we will talk about them, and they are only 2 of them. So there's not 4 for this cycle. So this first one is from Eternal Might. It's Temet Naktumen's Will. 2 white, blue, black for a 4/4 legendary creature zombie wizard. It's got vigilance, it's got menace. It says whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card, and then whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Banger.
Pretty cool.
Now that is a good card.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool commander.
Doesn't say once per turn.
Nope.
Doesn't say any of that. So just however many cards you draw, your zombies get enormous.
Yep. And drawing cards wins games. Not super
Good
wins
card, good.
games.
Good card, good. Yeah. But we'll see who gets to upgrade these because looks like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The backup to Eternal Might is going to be Hashatun, Scarab's Fist. It's white and black for a 1/3 legendary creature zombie wizard. So whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2 and a blue, and if you do, you create a tapped token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie.
Also pretty sick.
Mm-mm-mm.
I like both of these, man.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Like I said, copies. I gave it a little hint, a little teaser. Here we are. We're copying cards.
I like them.
Yeah,
Big fan,
they're
big
pretty
fan.
cool. So yeah, as soon as those deck lists come out, you better believe we're getting to upgrade them.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the next one goes, this is Living Energy. Guess what? We're playing with energy again. This is Saheeli, Radiant Creator, 1 green, blue, red for a 4/4 legendary creature, Human Artificer. It says whenever you cast an Artificer or an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, you create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to his other types and has haste, and you sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step.
Dude, is this gonna be the year of just making copies of things?
You
I hope
like
so.
copies?
Yeah.
We do copies. It's copies. We copy here.
It's an old copy.
Copy that.
Man, they also really want to make energy even more of a thing, huh?
Yeah, energy. They're just saying we are pushing towards this, which interestingly enough, they kind of tiptoed around some of the questions of is energy showing up in the main set? Not really. Doesn't seem like it is, even though when the previous sets, when we were on this world, it was all about energy. So
Yeah.
maybe they're afraid since modern energy is kind of like a staple right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, Saheeli, very powerful. And then the backup to Saheeli is Pia Nalar, Chief Mechanic. It is green, blue, red for a 2/4 legendary creature, Human Artificer. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy counters, and at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 or more energy. If you do, create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Nalar Aetherjet with flying and crew 2, where X is the amount of energy spent this way.
Very cool.
Interesting.
It's very cool. I like how they're not legendary vehicles. So you could make as many as you want.
Yeah. And
Thank
dude,
God.
getting 2, that's pretty sick. You're gonna get
Mhm.
energy quick.
Oh yeah. I like that. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Especially if you're directing damage to different opponents.
Yep.
So I'm here for it. But that is going to do it. We made it. Are you guys here at the
Dude.
end? That's wild.
We did it.
We did it. Talked about so many different card kind of different types. We talked
There's
about
so many cards, dude.
just a lot of cards. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Comment down below what was your favorite card we talked about. I know there was so many, but if you can remember, comment down below and let us know. Before we wrap up, Steven, what was your favorite card we talked about?
Give me 1 second. We'll go ahead and cut after I've looked at the 43 cards we spoke about.
I figured it'd be pretty easy for you.
All right, so we're back. I think my favorite card is probably going to be Cryptcaller's Chariot. I like Asika's Chariot with the cats and making copies. I think this is really cool for just discarding cards. I do a lot of discard kind of style effects with my other decks. I think this would go really well with it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Shane, do you have a favorite card that we talked about today?
100%, dude. I don't have to look through all of them.
Let me take a
Sab-Sunen.
guess.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
it's that's my card.
Frog God.
Frog God. I'm all in, dude. Let's
Frog,
go.
Frog God's pretty good.
What about you?
I would have to probably say my favorite out of the day. Believe it or not, I think I like Loot.
Good card.
Loot's very good. It's
Yeah.
either Loot or Chandra. Yeah, those are my two.
You don't get to.
Interesting.
But I like both those cards. Yeah, so that's gonna do it. Check the description for all of our links to our socials. TikTok's still alive, so TikTok's in there as well as Instagram and X. Follow us on those. Stay up to date with everything else that I've going on, especially that Instagram, because I said we talk about only the rares and mythics here. Check to see all the commons and uncommons as well from this set. On the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys want to check out what they're seeing that is not here on YouTube, check the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a special shout out to all of our indestructible tiers, starting with Daryl Tripp,
Marion Turner,
Dr. Rome.
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian.
Thrifty PSGR,
10K.
Wish. We're Reich.
and Ryder Cole. Thank you guys so much for your added support. You guys are awesome. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.